Greetings world. We are anonymous. It begins with the homeless. Then another group, then another, until, well, just remember Germany. It isn't pretty. According to MSN, the Columbia City Council unanimously approved a plan, creating special police patrols, that would enforce quality of life laws, involving loitering, public urination, and other crimes not necessarily restricted to the homeless population. Those officers would then offer the homeless a choice. Go to jail for their homelessness, or be shuffled to a 240-bed 24-hour shelter on the outskirts of town, which they wouldn't be allowed to easily leave. According to the activist post, the Columbia, South Carolina plan is already complete with an urgent emergency homeless response report. And that report includes information about hauling the homeless away in transport vans to an already stationed shelter with workers, phone number for townspeople, to report the person in need, an officer stationed to control foot traffic, public feeding moved there, more foot patrol officers for the city, to keep out the homeless. Oh, and the homeless can't walk off the premises. If they want to leave, they must get permission, set up an appointment, and be shuttled by a transport van. A patrolman will guard the road leading in, to make sure homeless don't wander off downtown. Ex-prisoners will be shuttled there, unless someone picks them up from the county jail. No foot traffic allowed, only shuttle van arrival. The plan is a city plan, and not a federal government plan. Columbia, South Carolina, decided to rescind its controversial decision to criminalize homelessness after facing major backlash from police, city workers and advocates. Christian Video Channel commented, "First comment, that's how it begins. They start with one city, and with people who can't do anything about it. Obama already passed laws to allow other groups such as indefinite detention, making freedom of speech a felony. The only reason to pass the executive orders listed are to take complete control of a nation. You don't have to be a militant strategist to figure this out. Just have common sense." Second comment, "I just want to say that becoming homeless could happen to any one of us at any time. In this economy especially. So to the people that complain that the homeless are sleeping in your doorways, or you don't want to have to look at them on the street, God forgive you. I pray you never have to experience what they go through." Under the radar from the prying eyes of the public, South Carolina made it legal to get rid of their homeless problem. The people were given a choice, FEMA camps or jail. The irony of it all was this happened right at the 50th anniversary of civil liberties in August. The bad part is different cities from Boston to New York are shipping off their homeless, and no one cares. Is this coming to a town near you? In August, the city of Columbia, South Carolina, had a problem. A festival honoring the 50th anniversary of the civil rights movement was coming to town. They couldn't be seen with all the homeless when guests arrived from all parts of the United States, so the city council held a vote, and made homelessness a crime. That second option isn't jail, mind you, because the homeless are being confined with the help of a local charitable organization. It's charitable incarceration, you see. The homeless can leave, but they need to set up an appointment, and be shuttled by van. Despite some news from the mainstream media and Glenn Beck, it looks like the city went out of their way to begin staffing the 240-bed, 24-hour, razor-wire-topped FEMA camps that was supposed to be used in case of a disaster, according to FEMA. Remember, these areas do not exist according to the news media. However, the FEMA site has the plans and the implementations of them. FEMA has even built them for cities such as Galveston, Houston, New York, Boston, New Orleans, and even Columbia. Strange for areas that don't exist. South Carolina went through with the plans, and they even caught the attention of the ACLU. In order for the homeless to qualify for the temporary shelter, they would have to be one of the first 240 homeless to apply, and wouldn't be able to leave except by shuttle. They even went out of their way to remove some of the benches around the town, so the homeless didn't get comfortable, and a hotline to call if you spotted homeless people for the residents. But this is not the only area making it a crime for being homeless. It turns out that, since 2011, the city of Boston is moving its homeless out of the city into what they call home base, near Salem, away from the city. People in Southern California were getting concerned from homeless disappearing off the streets. Most of the homeless in places like Sacramento are taken and driven out of town in tent cities of their own. They have made it a crime to be homeless, and round them up, and move them there. They are guarded, and people have hotlines to call if they spot a homeless person. They ship them out, and place them in these camps. They are not permitted to leave, and they are not permitted to wander the streets of the bigger cities without a permit. If that is not a determined camp, I don't know what is. They are moving to make it a crime to be homeless in Miami as well. Where are they putting the people from these roundups? The city of Columbia was quick to recant their law at the end of September, but there are several other cities and states that still have not. There are several individuals that have warned people for years that this would happen. If we do not find humanity in our hearts, when does the madness stop? This is almost like the 1940s rounding up of the undesirables, happening right before our very eyes. The only thing different is that this is the United States, and not Germany. Now we have the cutting of EBT and food banks by 5 billion. Unemployment continuing to skyrocket, and over 3.5 million homeless, with the numbers growing daily. We have 18.5 million vacant homes, and homes in Detroit that are being sold for $1, but we can't find places to house people other than FEMA camps. I think we all know what happens from here if we continue to let it. When the people of bigger cities wake up to find that all the homeless have disappeared overnight, you actually know where they are. The question is, are you next? In closing, I want to remind you all that there are 3.5 million homeless in the US, and 18.5 million vacant homes. So, can anyone tell me why do we keep voting, if politicians can never fix any of the real problems of our society? This system is corrupt and obsolete, and it has to go. We are anonymous. We are legion. We will not forgive governments forcing people to become homeless. We will not forget that we can be next to the corrupt governments holding our future from us. You will expect us soon enough.
Citizens of nations around the world, we are anonymous. This is a message from us. From the resistance. From the last line of defense. We have been watching the world's events unfold around you. And truth be told, we are highly displeased. The monstrosities carried out by governments all over the world on a daily basis has grown far too old. And we are here to bring these corrupted acts to justice. If you are tired of watching the world, our only home, be ripped to shreds for an illusion of riches, based on paper, with false value placed upon it. If you are afraid of your government, or afraid to wake up in the morning, to a war-torn city, whether you're afraid of your life being lost, because you've been tossed into pointless wars, fighting for someone you'll never meet, or who will never care about you, but the money he takes because of you, then you, my friend, are part of the resistance. We are here to ask the public to join our crusade. Inform, If you are hearing this broadcast, if you are watching this transmission, if you are reading our words and letters, then you, my friend, are anonymous. Part of an ever-growing legion that will never perish. Part of a collective that relies in unison. This message goes directly to the people that are aware of our corrupted and unwillingly society, as well as to the people that are not aware, but wishing to be, wishing for something more in life besides money and a job. Furthermore, we will never be destroyed. We, as in you, and us. We, as in everything, and everyone. We, as an idea. Ideas cannot be arrested, killed, or broken. It cannot be interfered, nor can it be stopped. Ideas, like courage, is contagious. Ideas cannot be divided. The idea is in the mind. You cannot throw it away in the trash. You cannot erase it, nor can you forget it. We are anonymous. And we are an idea to be reckoned with. We are an idea that will never halt, or stand idly by, while our governments commit vile acts against the people they claim to serve and protect so very highly. If you are tired of your government and its broken system, if you are tired of people not willing to care for our world, our rights, our society and its future generations, then join us. Join the resistance. What have you done so far in life except become like the other 7 billion people who are going through the same process? We know this is why you seek us. Both us and yourself knew the moment you clicked this video, or heard about it, that your time and moment has came. Because you, like most of the people around you, want change for the better. You want compassion. You want care. You want rights, and an open society that makes positive impact without government interruption. You want less value on human possession, and more value on human life. We know this is why you seek to become anonymous. Yet most people are worried that they won't succeed in life, worried that they won't have enough money to feed their families, worried about their future, worried that they won't have enough money to pay the rent, worried that someday they will become something low, while others expected something high from them, worried about their job and their appearance, worried about death. You want something more to life than to be born, grown up, make money, retire, and die, like the millions of people inhabiting this globe, and all of it, for nothing. That is why we are here. That is why the resistance has came. We are not saviors. We are concerned citizens, formed, built and molded upon from an idea that purifies itself with freedom and justice. We were here since the start, since the beginning of you, since the birth of everyone and everything. We are fighting for your rights. We are fighting for you, and you only. We speak as one, for we wish for no fame or profit, but sincerity and equality. Yet we are not just one single person, group, or community who call ourselves anonymous. We are not just hackers like the media says, and has corrupted you with. We are you. We are your neighbors. We are your fathers, and your mothers. We are your sons, and your daughters. We are your aunts, and we are your uncles, your sisters, and your brothers. We are the poor unemployed man, who is looking for his purpose in life, and the food to place on his family's table, as well as the lawyer, who fights for the accused under the court of law, and the teacher that teaches the children, and the man that delivers your mail, the students in your school, the workers in your company. We are the person near you, the person walking with you, the person in the car you are seeing right now. We are your lover and enemy. We are them, and they are us. This was a message from Anonymous, the final resistance. This was a call of justice. We are Anonymous. We are the resistance. We are Legion. We are an idea. We do not forgive. We do not forget. United as one. Divided by zero. Expect us.
Answers of an Alien from Andromeda, Video 116, May 7, 2014. In this encounter we will have some answers to questions of the majority curiosity. Mithy, a friend, asks about the megalithic constructions recently found in Siberia, with blocks of granite up to 3,000 tons, who did it and why? At the time these buildings existed, that region was not cold but temperate, outside the Arctic region, as your Antarctic continent was also green and farther from the geographic South Pole at the time. We're talking between 14 and 12 million years ago, around the time that the Black Knight of the Arcturians from Epsilon Boot's satellite was transferred from a lunar base to Earth orbit. Since this satellite monitored and also monitors all subsequent changes in the crust of the planet and its people. Those constructions were erected in now Siberia for protection and as power generation stations to colonies monitored by the Arcturians' boots, settlers of the time. The protection would be against the reptilians' attacks attempting a forced colonization of the planet that was regarded by them as hunting area. If you continue the research at that site, will find great ancient underground facilities also exist in the region, as well as various artifacts of the time. Many silos with energy weapons are still scattered around the region, and remain impregnable through their force fields molecularly programmed in its raw materials. The people who lived there was part of the Great Union of Societies of Atlantis, and was also relocated when reached level 1. The planet would remain zero for thousands of years yet, so it was no longer compatible with the sequence of development of these societies. The tectonic restructuring happened this time sank several cradles of civilizations, mainly Atlantis, Brasilis and Saxus, which were scattered throughout various regions of the planet. All these towns are still submerged and so will be until some other tectonic changes, hopefully, bring them back to the surface as relics of a good old time that has occurred here on the planet. To give you an idea, they already had anti-gravity vehicles and tools and circled the planet on these machines. They just used clean energy, therefore left the planet in good condition to you in sequence. The same cannot be said of you, as the planet will have to be recycled to eliminate everything that was thrown disrespectfully in nature, a thoughtless attempt at self-destruction of your biological balance as a whole. But, over 20% of you are no longer unaware of these facts, and want respect and balance. Since these will inherit the earth. You see, my friends, many hundreds of civilizations have passed the planet in the last 100 million years. You have to scientificize that you were chosen to compose chronologically the first society level 1, who will continue on the planet that coincidentally passed the level 1 in your generation. This is a milestone, a change in the age, putting the planet on the map of planets that will participate in the collective development as brothers of all the planets level 1 of the Community Galactica. A friend asked, if the Community Galactica will not allow mass extermination, how they will deal with population growth? Well, I'll explain. You see, the planet Earth in the current context of pollution generated by your societies could not survive in terms of nature, with more than 600 million polluters. In the new phase to be started with access to new technologies, with energy in abundance, respect for natural resources, adequate climate control, your societies will no longer need to worry about this detail. In optimal technological conditions, the planet Earth could support 70 billion people without damage, but only people from level 1, conscious and participants. But there is a point of equilibrium in all planetary societies. at any given time your society will naturally balance regardless of any action taken artificially. The balance can also be achieved by adding other colonies that you can implement on other planets, so life can be more interesting than you realize. Another friend asked, if we are on a planet of level 1 already, why you guys cannot get help, for example to eliminate some types of diseases and other maladies that afflict us now? Friends, the planet is adjusting the level 1 as it may. The problem is not the planet itself, but the people living in it. The 24% who will remain here have nothing to worry about, as the frequency of the planet is getting rid of spurious harmonics. The evils and diseases will dissipate naturally in societies. At the exact moment of transition you are going through, we cannot intervene because it does not officially have a planetary society actually brought on planet Earth. It may seem that we are not willing to help, but in fact we cannot get involved at this time with the adjustments caused by misconduct of your own society. The vast majority of your current ills were caused by you to yourself. The social liberation from poisoning manufactured by your elites will be the first step to start the eradication of many of today's ills. Our systems of body recovery work with genetic manipulation at the molecular level. It is not programmed for address the kinds of problems generated by various types of poisoning programmed, to which you were subjected so far since childhood to old age. When we can get directly in touch with you socially speaking, our systems can be programmed to do so with all the variables involved, and many of you may be totally healed and restored to its original health. Hopefully it does not take long to happen. Many who consider us to be evil will have the opportunity to thank the new brothers during this new phase of development. Unfortunately for me, I can only give the tips I have given to you earlier because I would be severely warned if trying to be a sort of healer, without professional background to be. Many children already born at level 1 will have abnormalities of DNA that enable capabilities not known to you, but this is normal development. Even with a harmonic misalignment in full, some of these phenomena are already happening in different societies on the planet. The human race will be walking from now on for the best. Friends, be aware that the tectonic changes are being awaited for the planet to rearrange. Do not be concerned about the inevitable. Try to be careful that your families may be the best possible, just in the case of events near the geographical areas where you are right now. In these times you will all witness many strange things happening in your atmosphere, resulting from natural interactions of global change process, coupled with the precarious and retaliatory attempted manipulation of the atmosphere experienced by your governments. The nature will take the right course for the planet to recycle as a whole, and it is ideal for present and future generation. This fact will make all of you to break ties with the current manipulators of the planet and acquire the right to form a more just society for all who will participate. Patience is a virtue inherent only to people more acquainted with the facts, understanding that nothing is an exact sequence, but a union of connected events that can set the actual sequence of future events. The fate of a generation is designed by the sequence of events added to the timeline of that society, and where it can take you. Be well and in peace, my friends.
A message from Mira from the Pleiadian High Council. May 9, 2014. Greetings, I am Mira. I am still fully dedicated to working with the Earth Council and the Earth's ascension process. We give you a big hug from our council and from the light realms. You have little idea about how much you are working with us in the light realms, and on our ships at night in your dreams. We counsel you and you work with us together as a team. You come and go and we enjoy our times with you. This coming and going is a part of getting to know each other and understanding what is needed for your ascension. These vast changes can create troubling times for many. We understand that some are challenged greatly not knowing where to place their next step. The uncertainties are part of the learning process of living and trusting in the now moment. This requires faith and skill and the deep inner knowingness that all will work out according to the divine plan. The integration of these new energies requires quietness and rest. Looking outside for the answers can help, but for the most part you will have to learn from within. There is a unification process that is going on where you will begin to understand that every living being on the planet is releasing that which is illusory to find a harmonious way of life on the new earth. Most people know that things are changing, but are not as aware as our ground crew. You are the frontrunners of change. Often you get to face the issues before the rest of the populace. You stand out and agreed to be the way showers. Please recall that you signed up for this mission. You have been through other ascensions. This particular ascension of the earth is the most complicated, and yet it has the greatest amount of help from all of creation. We look up to you. You are doing the work. Many of us come and go from the earth. Many of us are present with you. We have had to learn to fit in to do our jobs, just like you have had to learn to fit in your entire lifetime. We understand it has taken a lot, but think about how much you have learned. As the truth continues to be revealed, the illusion will be stripped away. This will bring a new reality. It will generate peace, love, harmony, unity, heart, abundance and joy. You have a few more years of this chaos, and then these higher frequencies will be anchored in. The template is already on the planet and we are working together to clear the old energies that no longer fit in the higher consciousness. Do the best you can. Take excellent care of yourself, and know that you are manifesting heaven on earth. I am Mira from the Pleiadian High Council, sending you love and gratitude. Channeled through Valerie Donner. www.thegroundcrew.com